video game, movies, and my kids have just become numb to death. In fact, it's funny. They like spending ways to see how many different ways they can blow up somebody or drive a tank off. And because of video games, because of entertainment, because of culture, what we've done is if you die in a video game, what happens? You just respawn. You have to wait the miserable 3 or 10 seconds and you respawn. And my kids are being taught that, you know what? Death is not finite. It's not, that there's more. And my kids are becoming just dull and dull and dull to the concept of death being final. That death is final. And where death finds you, eternity will keep you. Right. And we have to remind ourselves, guys, every day we live that we are going to die. And my kids are at the time now where, they're figuring out that one of these days I will die and they will die. And, they just laid in bed the other night and just cried because they didn't want daddy. And I'm like, well, hopefully, Lord willing, I'm not going to die soon, but one day I will. And, it just kind of freaks them out when they start to realize, okay, so-and-so won't be here forever. That's kind of what Solomon's doing this morning. He's a king that loves his people. He's much like a father to a nation. And what he's gently reminding his people this morning, God's people, is this, is that you are going to die someday. So you better make the most of the life that God gives you. That is the point of the entire chapter of 9, is that we should not necessarily fear death, but because of death, we should live life to its fullest. That today, the fact that you have breath, the fact that you have life, he reminds his people that it is a gift given by God. And as much as you gripe about today, as much as you got to do things today you do not like and you do not want to do, Solomon is quick to remind us it's better than what it could be. It could be, it's better than not waking up at all. It's better than leaving your spouse with just a body in a funeral service and she's left alone trying to figure out what to do with you, and now you got to call family and all unexpectedly you've died. That could be a lot worse than whatever you have to do today. Right? Bible, Solomon, Holy Spirit, Ecclesiastes wants to put life in perspective. Yeah, there are days that you just don't want to get out of bed. There are days that you can see coming up that are just going to be terrible. Bad, hard, dark days. Frustrating days. Sad days. And Solomon says, yes, that's all true. But those days are still better than being dead. Now we want to get all super hyper spiritual. Long like Paul. Jesus Christ and died again. That ain't true. We do not live that way. Or most of us do not live with that type of mentality all the time. When we live as Christ and die again, it's win-win. No. We try to avoid death. We don't want to die before our time. We don't want to die too soon. We got stuff we have to do. Right? There's games I haven't beat yet. There's movies I haven't. Lord, I need you to come back in like 2019 because I need to see Avengers 3. I got to see the new Super. We got all these things that we got to do. The world says we need to wait. And guys, so we live in a way that I think sometimes as Christians we accidentally live anti-biblical. And we don't even know it. We don't even think of it. And here's the saddest part for it all. Ecclesiastes says this, that a Christian who wishes he was dead is the saddest part of all. And he's not saying that there's not seasons of depression and time of being sad and all that kind of things, but he says, listen, as God's people, you have more reasons to celebrate being alive than anybody else. And yet we live in such a manner that the world looks at our lives and go, they have no joy. They have no life. All they do is whine, grind. They have the same fears and worries as I do. Why would I want to serve a God like theirs? Why would I want to believe in a Jesus like they look more miserable than me? And Solomon is going to bring this fact out that if you are God's child this morning, if you put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ, that no matter how bad today is, it's still a good day.
Right.
and that things could be worse. And he almost goes as far as to say this, and they might even get worse. But still, being God's child is a good thing. He also reminds me, if you've got a relationship, if you've got a spouse or a friendship, or if you're married or you're dating, he says, you know what? That's a gift. So let's do, I've titled this sermon, Living While You Live. Living while you live. Let's read the first 6 verses together in Ecclesiastes chapter 9, starting in verse 1. But all this I laid to heart. I examined it all, how the righteous and how the wise and their deeds are in the hand of God. Whether it is love or whether it is hate, man does not know, but both are before him. It is the same for all, since the same event happens to the righteous and the wicked, to the good, to the evil, to the clean and to the unclean, to him who sacrifices and him who does not sacrifice. As the good one is, so is the sinner. And he who swears is as he who shuns an oath. See, Solomon's saying this, is that it's going to rain. It's going to pour. Life's coming at you whether you're good or bad. Whether you're righteous or unrighteous. He's saying this, bad things are going to happen whether you're a Christian or not. Right. Life is going to be hard whether you go to church or not. Life is not going to just be easier because you pray and read your Bible. He's saying, listen, life's coming at you, good or bad, righteous or unrighteous. If you live long enough, evil's coming for you. Hard days are coming for you. See, we get this mentality that because I'm a Christian and God loves me, nothing bad should ever happen to me. Right? God, there's a whole culture of Christian people out there that believe this idea. That if you have any kind of sickness, if you have any kind of problem, that's because sin is in your life or you're unrepentant and God is judging you. That's unbiblical. Because look at Job. The Bible says he was perfect. He hadn't done anything that allowed for the things that he was a test. It was nothing that Job did, it was something that God allowed. Yeah. Guys, some things in our lives, we got to remember that God allows it. And it's a test. And it's not because you've done something bad or that you've done something good. It's just because life happens to the good and to the bad. Like, so, why is my mom sick? Why? And that's one thing I struggled with as a young teenager. Why not just give it to some crackhead, And that's not right. But that's how we think. They deserve it, and she doesn't. But you got to remember, in the view of God, we all deserve it. Okay? Now, we assume we don't like it because it's my mom. But I got to remember, to him, it's still his daughter. My mom's still his daughter. So, as much as I love her, I can't touch his love. And the same for you, whatever you go through, whatever you're facing, whatever you're suffering, whatever life is throwing at you this morning, remember, it's not because you're good, and it's not or just because you're bad, it's because life happens regardless. But what we have as God's people is a God that Bible says that Jesus relates to us, sympathizes with us, empathizes with us. We can run to him, we can talk to him. So he goes on to say in verse 3, this isn't evil in all that is done under the sun, that the same events happens to all. Also, the hearts of the children of man are full of evil. So some of you walked in this morning thinking you're a pretty good person. The Bible says there are no pretty good people. See, we're just trying to mask how bad we are. We're just trying to pretend that we're better than we actually are. He goes on to see, I love the Bible because it just calls it out like it is. Also, the hearts of the children of man are full of evil, and madness is in their hearts while they live, and after that they go to the dead. But he who is joined with all the living has hope. Check this out. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know that they will die, but the dead know nothing. And they have no more reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Their love and their hate and their envy have already perished. And forever they have no more share in all that is done under the sun. Guys, isn't it interesting that when we say the word death, the infamous D word, instead of using the word death Isn't it interesting that a lot of people say, oh, my friend or so-and-so passed away. What are some other synonyms that people use for the word death?
We lost.
Yeah, we lost somebody. What's the big church lingo? They went home to be with
Jesus.
Homegoing.
Yeah. They're checked out. They're with the Lord. They're getting the bucket. Taking a dirt nap. How about this? They've gone to a what?
Better place.
Yeah.
How do you know? How do you know?
At the hospital.
Just because you die don't mean somebody goes to a better place. You go to one of two places. Either to be with the Lord in salvation, or you go to be the Lord for damnation and you go to hell. That's one of two places. Not just because you die and you were a good person, don't mean you go to a better place.
That's right.
See, goodness has nothing to do with it. Because you just saw right here, good or bad, it doesn't matter. All the same events happen to all the same people, good or bad. That's why whether you're good, you can still go to hell. If you're bad, you can go to hell. Here's what's really cool. If you're good, you can go to heaven, but if you're bad, you can go to heaven. Isn't that neat?
Amen.
That the same event happens for all people. It's not about our goodness or our badness. It's about who Jesus is. So he goes on to say that we use these words to kind of skate around death because we really just don't like the word death. We don't like to say the word death. You know why? Because you know what death ultimately is? It's our enemy. Death is our enemy. It is our mortal enemy. And you know that God had not designed mankind. We were not created to die. Did y'all know that? In the beginning of the garden. When God created Adam and Eve, He said, you can sustain yourself with the tree of life. And they would live on and live on and live on. That man was not intended to die. But because man sinned, man rebelled, man rejected and disobeyed God and did not take him at his word, and they disobeyed him, the Bible says that they ushered in sin. And because they ushered in sin, they ushered in death. And since the day of the garden in Genesis chapter 3, all but two men that have ever lived have died. Even the Son of God died. Only Elijah and Enoch are the only two men that have never tasted death. But beyond that, every person that has ever been born has died. Guys, as I'm looking around this room, there's 100% surety that every person in this room will die. He will die. Today, tomorrow, 10 years from now. It's going to happen. We're going to die. Here's what happens, though. We don't want to think about it. On a day in, day out basis, we don't think about it. So the first point in those 6 verses that Solomon wants to make is this. Number 1, death is certain. Death is certain. Death has been called the great equalizer. It plays no favorites. It overlooks no one. Regardless of your strength and of your wealth, you are going to die. Think about this. I said something a couple nights ago to Dee. We were watching certain TVs. And I don't know if you've noticed, but certain channels a little over others, but all they wanted to sell you was fast food, booze, and cars. In every commercial on this channel was either a car, some kind of food, or some kind of alcohol. Every commercial. Over and over. And all these products, they were age-defying masks. Color your hair, look 20 years younger. Laser your skin, look 15 years younger. Get rid of the wrinkles, get rid of the sagging, get rid of this. Drink healthy drinks, do all these things. And here's what Solomon is saying is this, is that to live healthy is not a bad thing. But you can die healthy or unhealthy.
Right.
That people have spent their life trying to maintain their health, and they walk out and get into an accident and die on the street. They just died healthy. There's nothing wrong with trying to live and be healthy, but that is your God. That is what you worship. Solomon is saying it will die too. Your health will pass. It will go away. It will die. He says in verse 1, "For I have taken all this to my heart, and explained it that righteous men, wise men, and their deeds are in the hands of God. For man does not know whether it will be love or hatred. Anything awaits him." I want you to hear this, because some of you need to maybe received this morning. Solomon is acknowledging before he goes anywhere, before he says one more thing, before he takes on death, he wants us to know and believe one thing this morning. Solomon is acknowledging that God is sovereign over all things, in all places, and all peoples, for all time. That God's will is perfect, His love is perfect, His justice is perfect, His judgment is perfect, that God is sovereign. This is what He's saying. Let's check this out. Solomon says this, that nothing happens to the children of God that doesn't first pass through the hands of God. Okay? Nothing can get to you or to me that didn't first go through His hands. That He did not allow. So next time don't get mad at God. Remember that God allowed it. And it's our job to figure out why. Or to trust that He is good. And to know that He will show us in the right time why He allows certain things. I don't know about you, but there have been things in my life that I have laid in bed late at night, or I have talked to people and I go, I just don't understand this. I don't get why God would do this. I don't understand why God would let this happen. I don't know why God wouldn't heal them. I don't know why. We got to be careful with that. Psalmist says we have to be very careful with that. Just remember that there is nothing that befalls, that comes upon the children of man that does not first go through our Father's hands. That everything that happens in our lives, He knows about. He sees. He allows. He says, you know what? Your faith in me will get you through this. But sometimes it seems impossible, doesn't it? We don't have enough strength. We don't have enough willpower. We just don't see a way out. God says, listen, I've allowed it to go through my hands. It's happening to you because you and I together can do this. Because everything that's been allowed to happen in our lives is to teach us to trust and love Him more. And sometimes God is sovereign over evil. You get that? It's not that God is evil. And God never does anything evil. But He is sovereign over evil, which means He can use evil for His glory and for our good. The Bible says in Samuel that God used an evil spirit to torment Saul. Y'all remember? He used an evil spirit to torment Saul to prepare the kingdom for David. God is not evil, but God uses the evil in our lives for His glory and our good. We struggle with that. But are we glad that we can serve a God that can turn evil things into good things? I have seen where death of a loss and the death of a family member has seen the salvation of other family members. I have seen the loss of this is turned into a gain over here. Solomon is reminding us that there are no guarantees in this life. I don't care what salesman tells you, I guarantee it. Solomon says, that's not true. That's not true. There's no guarantees to what life will bring. Can we get y'all with that? You ever had that day where you got that, it was going awesome? And then all of a sudden you got that phone call that just totally rocked your world, that everything was turned upside down in a moment. Whether the doctor called, a friend called, you got some news, or maybe it was on the news, and all of a sudden what was a good day is now the worst day of your life. And you will remember it forever as the worst day of your life. See, but this is what happened. We can be certain, we can be sure, we can be guaranteed that we have no clue what's going to happen today. You can be certain and guaranteed of one thing. We're not sure of anything. But you can be sure of this, is that God will never leave those. God will never forsake those who are His. That is one thing we can guarantee. That is one thing we can bank on. That is one thing we can know for sure. Is even though I'm not sure what tomorrow holds, how does it go? We know who holds tomorrow. We may not know what the future holds, but we know who holds our future. It sounds good in a sermon. It sounds awesome from the pulpit. It looks good on your notes. But you know what? Tomorrow, it will be very difficult to live. It always sounds good at church. Those pithy little 3-word statements that the pastor says, woo, man, fire me up. But you know what? Tomorrow, when the flesh, the world, and the devil come at you, you know what? Then it's going to be game on. Then it's, do you really trust in the Lord? Do you really trust in the Lord? We have to acknowledge that we have a God who is much greater than all sin.
Yeah.
Because we are in good hands.
Yes.
Because we are in God's hands. Guys, sometimes we as His people, for some reason, we think that God's hands are not good hands, and we want to play outside of it. We want to jump out of it. We want to go play around the world. We want to go do this and that. And God says, listen, I got you right here in my hands. Nothing can come in and no one can come out that I do not allow. God allows everything. So this morning, guys, what God wants to remind you through His Word by the power of His Holy Spirit is this, is that whatever you're sitting in, whatever you're going through, whatever I'm going through this morning, God is not blind to it, and God has allowed it, and God is sovereign over it. And God will see me through it. And God will see her through it. And God will see them through it. And God will see you through it. If He will not, then He is not God. And if you cannot believe that, then your faith is very small. And you know what? That's where it needs to start. Is God, I trust you. Jesus, I trust you. Even though I cannot see, I trust you. See, faith is not about what you can see. It's not about what you know. It's about those moments when you're not sure. When it doesn't make sense. When you can't see. When you can't figure it out. And you fall on your knees and you say, Jesus, I have no clue. But one thing I do know is I'll follow you. Is that I will trust you. I will not forsake you. Verses 2 and 3. You're going to find out why Solomon is. He's not going to come over. He was invited earlier in the last chapter to come over. Then check this out. It says in verse 2 and 3. It is the same for all. There is one fate for the righteous and for the wicked, for the good, for the clean, and the unclean. For the man who offers the sacrifice and for the one who does not sacrifice. As the good man is, so is the sinner. As the swearer is, so is the one who is afraid to swear. This is an evil in all that is done under the sun, that there is one fate for all men. Furthermore, the hearts of the sons of men are full of evil, and insanity is in their hearts throughout their lives. Afterwards, they go to the grave. Solomon can summarize these 2 verses with these words. Under the sun, then you're done. Basically this, you live and you die. You live and you die. Here's the truth. Unfortunately, every person that has ever lived has died. All of them. You're not getting out of it. In verse 3, we just read it. Check it out in verse 3. It says right there, it says, the evil. What is the Bible calling evil here? What is Solomon calling evil? Death. Solomon is calling death evil. Good. I watch movies with my kids quite a bit, and what we try to do is we try to, in those moments, talk about them either after the movie or pause, depending on what the situation is, but explain some situations. We were watching, when they were smaller, we watched The Lion King. Y'all remember that movie? And one of the main themes of that movie is the circle of what? The circle of life. The lions eat the gazelle, and the gazelle eats the grass, and the gazelle turns back into grass, and the lion eats the gazelle, and it's all a big circle of life, and blah, 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 blah. And it did that for another hour and 30 minutes. And it presents death kind of as this usher into something greater. As not really anything to be afraid, not really and in fact, death is our friend. Because when you die, you'll get to feed the gazelles. And actually you're helping and being all these things, and it's this is the problem. I had a funeral a couple weeks ago with my cousin, and you know what we didn't do? We did not sing at his funeral the Circle of Life song from The Lion King. And celebrated my cousin's death as young. It's just, you know what I did not tell his mama who sat right here crying? It's just a part of life. Oh, it's just a natural part of life. You're going to die too, Melinda. Just get over it. Because death does something to us. It does something. See, it's ridiculous. And it's really painful that we tell people, oh, death is just a natural part of life. But if you want to get biblical, no, it isn't. Or let better say this, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Death was never intended for you and me. It's not a natural part of life. In fact, death is unnatural. It's evil. It's because of sin and rebellion and rejection, and because we thought we wanted to be God and be above God and be worshipped like God. Therefore, God says, listen, if you want to be like me, if you want to be worshipped like me, if you want to be seen as a God, here you go. I'll make a deal with you. As soon as you learn to defeat this, you can be God. And he ushered in death. And we, for thousands of years, have tried everything in the world to defeat death. But to no end. But then, 2,000 years ago, there was a baby born in a little city, little town of Bethlehem, who was born, who was a carpenter's son, who was born of a virgin. You know, at least that's what she said. No, she was, but you got to remember, as a town full of people, you're not going to believe that. And so they watched this Jesus guy carefully, who Mama really wasn't sure who the daddy was. So they went around and said, you know, he's immaculate. And he was born, he worked as a carpenter, he was a good son. Something a little different with him. And then all of a sudden, at 30 years old, he leaves home, he begins ministry. He gathers disciples, he preaches the word of God, and finally declares to be God in the flesh. And because of this, he is falsely accused, and he is arrested, and he is betrayed. Because he claimed to be equal with God. He claimed to come from heaven to man, to destroy death, and destroy it once and for all, to make a bridge from man to God. And they thought he was heretical, and so they tore their clothes, and they said, what are we going to do with this Jesus? And they stood up, the religious people said, kill him. He's crazy. Kill him. He's the one that says if you can tear down, if you destroy this temple in 3 days, he'll build it back up again. This guy is wiped out of his mind. Just kill him and get rid of him. And there was only one person smart enough to realize, and said, you know what? They're like, man, remember old Pilate's wife? Don't touch him. No, there's something about him. Don't touch him. And see, that was the story of Jesus' life. Oh, there's something about him. We can't quite figure out what's going on with Jesus. It's just a little bit off. And so what they do? They took him, they beat him, they flogged him, they mocked him, they hit him, they spit on him, they ripped out his beard. They crucified him at eye level in front of his mother, in front of his friends with no clothes on. Yeah. Think about that. I'm 32, I'm almost 32. Jesus was crucified at 33. You know what? There would be nothing more horrendous at my age than for my mom to walk in on me naked. I would die. She would probably die. You don't want that to happen. But here's Jesus, a 33-year-old man, being crucified naked in front of his mother. And see, we get these pictures and ideas of the cross, and we think that he was way up here and the people were way down here. No, guys, the history was most of the time they crucified you at eye level. So here was Jesus staring at his mom, eyeball to eyeball, wearing no clothes. And she's crushed. And he's sitting there having to wait for the sin of the world. And so finally, after 6 hours, Jesus gives up his spirit. He falls back into his Father. He's done. He cries out, it is finished. And what's finished? The payment for sin.
Thank you.
And here's what's really amazing. They took a grave, they put Jesus in it, they stamped it, they sealed it. They went home, they were preparing a memorial service, a funeral. Their hearts were broken. They sent guards over it so no one could steal the body. Sunday morning, an earthquake happens. The stone is rolled away. They look into the tomb, and all of a sudden the angels say, who are you looking for? And they say, we're looking for Jesus. He says, listen, did he not tell you over and over and over again? He would not be here, for he has risen. And you know why Jesus was allowed, and you know why Jesus had the power to rise? Check this out. Because if sin brings death, this is what has to be true about Jesus. Jesus never committed sin because death had no power on him. Death had no claim to him. Death came to collect from Jesus for his sin, and Jesus says, I have no sin, and so therefore death, you have no power.
Amen.
And so Jesus got up and walked out of the grave because death had nothing to hold against him. That's our God. That is Jesus Christ. And that is what happens when you put your faith and trust in him. That what Jesus did with death is then applied to you. You can now, as a believer, as a follower of Jesus Christ, you can look at death in the eye and say, yes, I'm a sinner. But I put my faith and trust in the perfect, sinless Jesus Christ. And because he had no power over him, therefore you have no power over me.
Yes.
And that one of these days, even though these eyes will close and this body will stop, guess what? Because Jesus did it first, I too will resurrect, get up, look at death and say, you can't hold me.
Amen.
You cannot hold me. And Solomon says all that to remind us that, guys, we have something to be excited about. That death is not anything we should fear. In fact, we're the ones that need to be telling the world, if you want to cheat death, if you want to conquer death, you've got to put your faith and trust in Christ and Christ alone.
Yeah.
Because he conquered death because he never committed sin. That's how he defeated death. Isn't that cool? We think, yes, it was a miracle, and but it was sick. It was very powerful, and we can't quite comprehend it, but it's simply this. Jesus never sinned. So Jesus could not die. Very, very amazing stuff. See, death is the enemy. Death is fearful, but not for the Christian. Verses 4 through 6, he says, for whoever is joined with all the living, there is hope.
Yes.
I love this part. Surely a live dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know they will die, but the dead do not know anything, nor have they any longer a reward, for the memory is forgotten. Indeed, their love, their hate, and their zeal have already perished, and they will no longer have a share in all that is done under the sun. See, Solomon, in this point, he's totally focused on life under the sun. And for right now, guys, we're going to be practical. We're not going to talk about life in the sun, not as a Christian. He's going to be talking very practical. See, Solomon wants to talk about life and death matters. See, we're not going to get the idea of what Solomon's talking about in these verses until we're going to have to jump back a few thousand years. You're going to have to go back with me culturally a few thousand years back to Solomon's days. And how do you think they viewed? Well, let me start here. How do we view have a dog for a pet? How many of you like your dog for a pet? Okay, guys. Solomon's day, you did not have dogs for pets. Not at all. You know why? Because in Solomon's day, dogs were diseased. They ran in packs throughout the city streets. They were not pampered pets. They were disgusting. They were low. The lowest of animals. In fact, Jewish people, much like Anna, and she'll tell you, feared dogs. You're scared to death of them. I got a chihuahua this big. She don't like my. And that's a great cultural reference because she comes from that culture. It's just they don't trust them. In America, we got cribs for them and walkers and stupid stuff, you know.
Amen to that.
And we're pushing around. We reversed it. I've been at the mall where I've seen the poodle is in the stroller and the leash is on the toddler. Y'all seen that? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Solomon would have flipped over in his grave. You're walking your toddler with the leash and your poodle gets to ride in the stroller? That's the world we live in. You don't just go to town east, just go to Fireville. You hang out there for a couple hours, you will see that.
Go to the airport.
Go to the airport.
How many movies, when a character dies, you think, okay, that's bad, but when the dog dies.
Oh, yeah. I got Kirsten out the other day. We were watching something. And, 3 or 4 people have been killed. And she didn't say nothing. And all of a sudden the dog goes, I hate it when they kill the animals. People are dying. And you're worried about Fido getting, who cares? But people do. They freak out. Or they, you know what? We have to put on we have to put a little memo at the end of the movie. No animals were harmed during the film.
Exactly.
Certain parts of town, they serve them at the buffet. Everybody gets
Yeah,
worried.
that's why you know what? I went to SeaWorld. Guess what they're done with? Shamu.
Yeah.
No more Shamu.
Yeah, it's
Be
good.
gone.
There's a vet right next door.
Check this out. People feared dogs. They loathed dogs. They hated them. We love them now. They hated them then. Check this out. Solomon says this though. He's trying to make an analogy for a culture that loathed and hated dogs. Solomon says that a live dog is better than the king of the jungle who's dead. Why? How could that possibly be? The lion is the king of the jungle. He is feared and ruthless and mighty. And the dog is just a mongrel who's got fleas and disgusting and no one likes. But here's what makes him great. He's alive and the lion's dead. The dog can do, the lion cannot. So it doesn't matter what you were. If you're dead, it doesn't matter. What matters is if you're alive, what are you going to do? See, he says it's better to be a mongrel, old, filthy dog than a dead lion. The dead lion can't do nothing. You're not afraid. You know what? If a lion's alive, guess what? I ain't going to mess with it. But I'm not so much afraid of a dead lion. Think about it. That's what he's trying to say. The living may yet reckon with the reality of death. And in doing so, we forget to embrace the joy that life has to offer. But here's what happens. But no such possibility exists for those who have already died. Meaning this, once you're dead, it's over. See guys, Catholicism, throughout the years, I've got some friends that are Catholic and I love them and they love Jesus. Somehow they love me. We've had good theological debates and we have different opinions, but we confirm on the one thing that Jesus is the one only way to heaven. But they're practicing Catholics, so they love their traditions. Praise the Lord. They love Jesus. That's all I care about. But here's what one thing they have to get over in their faith with Jesus is that there is no purgatory. Right. That there is no you die and you go to a place and hopefully do well enough there or somebody can do well enough for you here to get you. No, Jesus says you got one shot.
Yeah.
Your purgatory, if you want to look at it purgatory, it's right now.
That's right.
This is your purgatory. It's not coming. This is it. This is your chance. This is your choice. And no one can pray you in or out of this. This is your choice.
Yeah.
This is your choice. See, when you're dead, it's either salvation or judgment. You will stand before the Lord one way or the other. You're not going to go to a place and get a do-over. Or just, man, hold off and let me weigh your good versus your bad. Because we've already read all of this morning. Your good will never outweigh your bad. Even if that was true. Even if that was true. My good deeds will never outweigh my bad ones. So thank God that it's not based on that. Because even on my best day, I'm a pretty bad dude. When compared to a holy God. A holy, holy God. There is no second chance. Death is it. I've never seen a dead person make a decision. I've never seen, and I've done funerals, and I've been at funerals, and I've never seen one get up and say, I'm not ready. God, give me a little more. They don't have a choice, do they? That's it. It's over. And there is no eternal recurrence of life. You and I are going to die. We're going to be painted like a circus clown. We're going to be filled full of preservatives. We're going to be shut in a box, thrown into a 6-foot hole, and become food for worms. This is painful, but this is true. That is what will happen to this body. That I feed ice cream to, donuts to, and for all you that want to live real healthy, but you're going to go be worm meat too. My worms are just going to be happier with me than they are with you. But here's the deal. Solomon's just baby, we're all going to the same place. Physically, we're all going to the same place. He's about to jump here in a second. He says, listen, even though we're all physically going to the same place, he wants us to be sure of where we're going spiritually. Because not all people are going to the same place. I don't care what culture says. I don't care what religion has taught you. There are not many roads. There are not many ways. There are not many possibilities. There are not many gods. There is one God. His name is Jesus. There is one way, and it is through Him and Him alone. Okay, that's it. And see, that's not bigoted or mean my spirit. That's God saying, if you want to come to me, this is how you do it. Much like think about this, ladies, when you're dating. You say, if you want to date me, this is my requirements, right? And that man goes, well, you said about it. No. If you wanted that girl, what? You did whatever she wanted. I'll be on my best behavior. And she has requirements and standards for you to date her. And then God has standards and requirements for us to be allowed to come to Him, and we look at God like He's mean. And then how does it make sense? It's okay for the women we want to marry or the girls we pursue to have standards, but as soon as God has standards, He's cruel and mean? How does it make sense? God says, here's my standard. I'm God. This is how you come to me, through my Son. That's not me. And it's totally inclusive. Whoever will come, come. Yet it's totally exclusive. But there's only one way. Anyone is welcome. But there's only one way. So it's totally inclusive, yet totally exclusive at the same time. Only God can do that. How many of you have ever struggled with suicide? Anybody ever known struggle with suicide? I've had personal experience with people in suicide. Verses 4 through 6 are some of the best verses that the Bible offers on suicide. Particularly someone who's contemplating suicide. You need to mark that in your Bible, verses 4 through 6. Good suicide passage. For anybody who's struggling with suicide or contemplating or knowing somebody, you need to refresh yourself in verse 4. Because life might be a terrible drudgery for you today. It might be a bad day. You might have relationships that have soured. Finances that do not exist. And spiritually, some of you this morning feel very, 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 or you know people that feel very, very, very far from the Lord. But here's what Solomon is saying in Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 4 through 6. He says, even though you're contemplating suicide, and even though today might be very, very, very bad, and you feel like you have no hope, and you feel like God is very, very far from you, this is what he's saying in those 3 verses. If you are breathing, there is hope. Amen. As long as you are not dead, there is hope that things will get better. That is what we have to remind ourselves. If you're breathing, there is hope. I've seen people, and I'm trying to be one of those people. But I wrote this down in my Bible because I want it to be true with me. This is, I want for God's glory to have built success out of the ashes of failure. Because if you look at my life, BC, before church, before Christ, before all of this, you know what you would have seen? A pile of mistakes. A pile of screw-ups in sin. So big. that if any of you would have looked into my life years ago, there was no, not a pastor, not even somebody I would like. Just sin, failures, broken hearts, bad choices, and selfishness, insecurities, and pain. And that's what my pile looked like, but for God's glory.
Yes.
I want God to have a success story with my life that God built whatever He's building in me out of a pile of ashes and failures. That when mankind looks at it, they say, man, there's nothing usable thing. And God says, that's exactly what I'm looking for. And He's going to, I want to be successful in God's eye that He can build something amazing out of a pile of ashes. I want for God's glory that God will build a life of success for me from a pile of ashes. I want my life to be a success story for God's glory. That God turned a pile of ashes into a preacher, into a father, into a husband, into a man that walks after God. See, God does amazing things and impossible things. I don't know, just a pile of ashes, destined to be dead. And God says, watch this.
Yes.
Watch what I. See, this is what God wants to remind us this morning. Broken relationships can be healed. They require work. But relationships can be healed. Sicknesses can be cured. Work can improve. Guys, it doesn't make sense to take your life. And if you're struggling with that thing, you've got to let somebody know.
That's right.
And you've got to let somebody in and say, it's too much, I want out. You got to tell somebody, let somebody know this morning. Man, this is what's up, this is why. But let me tell you, if you're breathing, there's hope. There's hope. And here's what he's saying in these 6 verses. First, the fact that we will die should affect the way we live. The fact that we will die should ultimately affect the way we live, not the other way around. But because I'm going to die, I should live to the fullest. And I want to live the most for God's glory. Let's read verses, the last part. Start verse 7. Let's finish the chapter. I've got Steve and Anna's name in here by these verses. 4, 16, 16. Just in case you didn't know, Steve, that's your anniversary. Steve and Anna. Go eat your bread with joy. Now that sounds like a good lunch with good people after a good church service. Drink your wine with a merry heart, for God has already approved what you do. Man, some of you need to try to live for God's approval. You need to rest in the fact that God has approved you. God looks at you, He looks at me, you know what He says? Approved. Love. Well done. He didn't say, get up. You know what I did not tell my boys this morning? Gideon, Richard, Zach, y'all wake up right now. Go out there and earn my love. Don't you come home until you've earned it. That'd be a bad father. And I would be putting pressure on them. They'd have no clue how to fulfill. Yet we treat God that way. Like we think that we have to live or fight for His approval or fight for His love. You know what? I woke up this morning to a Father loving me. I woke up this morning to a Father not telling me to pursue His love, but I woke up this morning to a Father pursuing me, loving me. He says, listen, you don't have to earn or be approved. I approve already. I approve already. So you know what that does for me? That frees me from having to be bound by a bunch of chains and think I have to do a bunch of stuff for God to be happy with me. You know what I woke up this morning with? God being pleased with me. Now, are there moments of sin? Yes, of course, but the big picture here is God is good. You know why? Not because I'm super awesome, amazing, and good looking, and I've got style. No, because of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Because I love His Son. And because I love His Son and I follow His Son, and God says, you know what? I love you with all that I am. God says, I love you fully. And here's what's really cool about God. He loves us freely. It comes without a price. We don't have to pay anything. We don't have to give God our credit card number. We don't have to live better than our neighbor. We just simply put our faith in Jesus Christ, and God says, approved. You wake up approved. You ever get those pre-approved credit cards in the mail? Guys, listen, what that date you wrote in your Bible or whatever, that when you got saved,
Yes.
the day you opened up your heart to the Lord, you know what that stood for? Pre-approved. Now given, you qualified because Jesus qualified. Salvation through Him. Guys, you've been pre-approved. Heaven is your home, that is for sure. So you know what? You can stop living so scared and you can start enjoying today for free because God approves of what you're doing. Some of us worry so much about, is God happy with what I'm doing? I don't know what I'm doing. God, listen, we just read it. Go eat your bread with joy and drink your wine with merriment, for God has already approved what you do. Let your garments, verse 8, be always white. Let not oil be lacking on your head. Enjoy life. I love this verse.
Amen.
Enjoy life with the wife whom you love. All the days of your vain life that He has given you under the sun. Because that is your portion in life, and in your toil, all which you toil under the sun. Whatever your hands find to do it with all your might. For there is no work, nor thought, or knowledge, or wisdom in Sheol, that's the grave, to which, or the holy place, to which you are going. I want to stop in those verses. That's where we'll close. There's more verses, but you can read them. But here's what happens. In these verses, Solomon says 5 words. He says, go, eat, drink, enjoy, and do. 5 words. And these 5 words are at the very center of this chapter, and they're recorded to present to us the very center and heart of God's heart. The very center of this chapter is this: life is short. Death is certain. So live it in the most meaningful way you can. Some of us this morning came to church this morning, and here's the truth. You're wasting your life. You're miserable for no reason. Just the simple fact because life isn't all it's cracked up to be. It's not what you wanted. But here's the thing. Go, eat, drink, enjoy, and do. Here, I wrote down these 3 or 4 little things, and this is where we want to close. And this is, I guess, probably a generational gap, but I'll specify what I mean. Number 1, layman's terms. This is how this all applies to us today. Number 1. What is Solomon saying? What should we do as a church? What should you and I do as a believer? What does this mean to us? Number 1 means party while you can. And I'm not talking about the world's version of incest and orgies and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about life. Enjoy your life. Party while you can. He says in verse 7, go, eat your bread in happiness and drink your wine with a joyful heart, for God has already approved your works. Solomon says, man, get down with your family. Party with your friends and their family, for life is short and when you die. You know what we love to do? We love to celebrate birthdays and eat cake and ice cream. And man, you guys surprised me my last birthday with a huge surprise birthday party. And we cooked out. You know what? That's what the Bible says. Y'all need to do that a lot, and you need to do it often. You need to plan meals and times with friends and family, and you need to do it over and over and over again, because I don't know about you, but for me, that brings a lot of joy in my life. I love to eat. I love to spend it with people I like. I love to, and start with your spouse, man. Go take your spouse on a date. Quit going to CC's and Jack in the Box and go somewhere a little nicer. Yeah, get a buffet. He says life's too short. Through the scriptures, wine and bread are often represented of things that God gives us to comfort us or to cheer us. And oftentimes, if you read the Old Testament particularly, they use it for a time of celebration. Much like we do today. Guys, when we get together and we're celebrating something, what do we generally do? We eat. Right? Come over to my house for dinner. Or if y'all come over, we'll put something on the grill. We'll put something up. Or, hey, after church, y'all want to go? We love to eat. All cultures, of all races, of all people, of all times have done this. Met around a fire, met around a table, met around a meal, and it brought joy to their life. You know what that is? That's a gift that God has given us. We are to enjoy God's good gifts and celebrate our life with other people. So please, today, slow down. Enjoy a meal as family or your friends. The reason Solomon gives is that because God already approves of what you do. This means that such enjoyment is God's will for you. Some of you sure, what is God's will? What does God want me to do? What's God's will for my life? Well, for some of you, where it would start would be to enjoy the life God's given you. There's His will for you. Number one, how do you start trying to enjoy what He's given you? This does not contradict the fact that we are called to be good stewards of what God has entrusted us. Enjoy what God has given you, but do not squander or misuse what God has given you. And it's a balance. Okay, life's not a party 24/7. There's a time and a moment and a season to enjoy. Here's another thing God says we're allowed to enjoy. And because in America we understand this a little more, yet at the same time we understand less. You know what we shouldn't feel too guilty about enjoying here in our country? It's the luxuries we do live. Sometimes we struggle. Well, the people, James is always getting on the kids. It's always messing with them when they don't eat all their dinner. There's kids in South Africa starving to death. And I look at James and I say, yeah, but what does that have anything to do with eating this cereal? And I look at him and I say, well, if you're so worried about the kids in Africa, go take care of it. Just because my kid didn't finish Lucky Charms has nothing to do with kids starving in Africa. Don't put that guilt on them. If you're so worried about the kids in Africa, pack up and go feed them. Because you know what, God, here's what we've lost. We live in a very blessed nation.
Yes.
Right.
We've been given a lot of good things that God says, I want you to use for my glory and your good. We've got automobiles. We live in roofed homes. We got cable television and internet that never seems to match up. Right? We got tablets and cell phones and luxuries. And those are not bad things. They are good gifts given by God to be used for His glory and our good. And when they're used that way, they are good. And it's okay to enjoy it. I love going to a good movie. I love it. That's one of my favorites. I love going to a good concert. I love going to a good restaurant. I love a good day just hanging out by the pool and sweat. You know what? We shouldn't feel guilty as God's people for enjoying God's gifts. Don't let the enemy get that to you. Don't let the enemy deceive you. Think that if you have one moment of enjoyment or one moment that you actually aren't freaking out about life is a bad thing. No, it's okay to enjoy life. Enjoy life. He says in verse 8, let your clothes be white all the time, and let not oil be lacking on your head. In the Old Testament, births, weddings, and harvest festivals were special occasions and required one to dress up and be fresh. So, if Miguel was not getting married, but he was going to the wedding, that means 9 times out of 10 he'd be wearing his work clothes, and probably smelly, and probably the same reason why he's single, and that's why he's going to the wedding, he's on his way to the wedding. But for this special occasion, for the wedding, he goes and gets a haircut, he goes and gets his nails trimmed, the dirt taken off, he gets a new suit made, looking good, looking fresh, and you know what? And he would go to the wedding. Hopefully to attract someone there. But here, that's what they did in the Old Testament. That's what they did in the